Gotta stay up for that.
His new mixtape.
Kubrick feat ASAP Rocky. Yeah.
Kubrick SoundCloud was fire.
Just ASMR.
Mean piece.
Alright, so I'm doing a podcast with
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready? Okay, so I'm doing a podcast with Riley, who is a game student and former media student.
It's me, by the way. I'm the game person who likes film. Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah. I also got Seb, who is currently studying at
Ravensbourne.
doing film as well.
Yeah, so I'm a uni student.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And we've got Alex, who's our wild card, who just happens to like Stanley Kubrick films.
I do indeed. Not much to say. I'm Hufflepuff. Yeah, that's what you need to know.
That's all we need to know.
I'm a
Cool.
Gryffindor, mate.
Right.
Well, we're here to talk about this. Well, I'm pointing at them, but the people who are listening to this can't see me pointing. But what I'm pointing at is the Kubrick tea set,
The Stanley Kubrick tea set,
which
yes.
is friggin' awesome.
Thank you. So so what we got in front of us is the Stanley Kubrick tea set, which was created by me for a brief that we were set at university at LCC. So basically this set was made to encourage people to go and visit the archive at LCC a lot more, because they currently have a massive, like, elaborate archive of Stanley Kubrick, which people are missing out on, sadly, because at LCC, what I found was that in my experience, the archive was actually quite hard to find when it's actually a really good source of primary material for like projects and everything, and people just don't know where it is half the time. I found it pretty hard to find it. So
Should we talk about the first piece, the 2001 teacup?
With the saucer.
Yeah.
Which is also very cool.
Right.
Right, anyway. So I'm eating pizza. Right, yeah, I'm just going to pick it up and look. So, let me just describe what it looks like.
yeah,
That's okay, so, that's the space station. Space station, yeah. You got the space station on there. A whole like mug, whatever you want to call it, is sort of spacey. And what planet's that again, please?
Jupiter.
Okay, Jupiter. And so you got Jupiter on there, and you got the space station, the one that looks like a lollipop, on there, which is really cool. It's that one's very sort of a lot more simpler than the others, but I kind of like that because
Yeah,
the
you
whole
also
film
got
is
How on the saucer as well.
Yeah.
The red eye, which is really cool.
yeah, because the whole film isn't based on sort of like the other films, isn't based on character. Like you couldn't really do a character study on that film, but like the whole film is very open and very what's the word? It's like opera kind of thing, and having that tea set is just focusing on like the space and that's quite cool. Just,
Focusing more on the universe.
yeah, the universe and like the concept rather than because the other ones are very sort of more characteristic. I suppose if you like want to overanalyze, like I suppose you could say that one of the leading plot points being Hal is the saucer of the teacup, which is like the universe is resting on Hal. But that's maybe an over.
Yeah, I saw it as more of a Big Brother kind of effect.
Oh yeah.
So no, Hal was quite like as far as the ship was concerned, it knew everything.
Yeah.
Could see everything, even when they're in the little pods, and Hal couldn't hear the two characters talking, they could still lip read. So it was just proving how advanced he was, and he watches over everything. He's really in control. So the fact that he's on the saucer looking up at the rest of everything, looking up at the ship, at the space.
Very cool.
I quite like that.
What do you think, my boy?
I quite like the colours of this one, like just the black and just the red of Jupiter and the red of the Hal's eye. I really like the. I feel
The
like,
colours in general are really cool.
yeah, I feel like
How you've done it.
it's good contrast.
Yeah, it's quite like it's slightly subtly kind of imperial almost, because you have like the black, the red, and the white, and they're all quite contrasting, quite
Yeah.
colours.
So what were you going for, Joe, when you sort of had this idea of the?
Well, please don't hate me. Out of the films I watched with Stanley Kubrick, I found this film the most hardest to get through. 2001,
Oh,
like
it
the
is
whole
very,
storyline,
like-
I loved. But what I found, because it was for me, the whole film was about the pace of it.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
slowly paced.
Like really slowly paced. The whole concept and like the Star Child at the end and like the whole concept of man and technology and tools and stuff. That's what I loved about it the most. But when it came down to it, it was it's like these really overcast, prolonged shots of the environment that what I found dragged a bit.
Yeah.
Because usually with like modern day films, you're so like there's literally just a snippet of the environment.
Yeah.
But Stanley Kubrick really, really fully immerses you with those prolonged
Yeah, and
shots.
you've got that perfectly on the cut. I mean, he did that because, like, I mean, he's got really these really good effects, and he's going to use them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for the time of that film being released, was it like 68 or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's one of his earlier films,
Yeah,
I think, but like it was after Doctor Strangelove, so
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like,
so not too early.
yeah, he's got all
really.
these good effects which he had for making the film. The effects for that film were really good at the time, and you've captured that well. It's like when Tarantino had that camera, the camera he used for Hateful Eight, and he just used all of these like wide shots because he's
Yeah,
like, I've got this,
75mm.
yeah, I've got this big camera, I
Yeah.
want to use it, kind of thing. So yeah, also to convey this open space as well. So
Didn't the first Star Wars come out in 77? If this was
yes.
68, that means that was like
Something like that.
This came
I
out
don't
9
know.
years before
Yeah.
Star Wars, which was meant to be like a visual
Phenomenal.
Don't go by me,
Yeah,
but
it's
from what I remember, it was like late 60s. The film.
Yeah, it was definitely in the 60s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, very much like that one. Right.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next one.
No, I really want to talk more about it.
Oh no, go ahead.
Go on.
I know. I just like the whole thing. I like how, especially how you've done the stars and all that. The way, I don't know. Do you see this? Just how it's so. I don't know. It's just the way the stars are done. It's so like gritty, but because of the finish on it, which makes it kind of shiny at the
The
same
space
time.
isn't just black as well. You
Yeah,
can see,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not sure
It
what
looks
you
like there's
call this,
something
but
There, there is a
Something
lot
to
of
look
kind of texture
Yeah.
to it.
How I did that effect actually, I got a toothbrush and I was just
Yeah.
splattering
Oh,
paint
That's
from the
that's
bristles.
that's cool.
It kind of did help though. It made it more randomised.
Yeah.
No, I do like that. I like that like you haven't focused on the human characters as well, because the movie itself is quite
Yeah, that's what I was
philosophical.
saying.
It's meant to be
Yeah.
quite provoking, where you're talking about all these big shots of space and planets and stuff like that.
And that's what people remember is the
Yeah.
spaceship.
Yeah.
That, like,
Definitely. Yeah.
You don't really remember.
So
the
you could easily just put two human faces on there, but they weren't the main part of the story. The whole thing about 2001 was trying to open up your mind to these things. When it came to just the weird blocks. What were the black block things called?
No, I
The-
can't
But
remember.
I don't know. I just referred to them as the black rectangles.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but that was at the other start, people were like wondering if they were the reason for being evolved, or if they just inspired monkeys to kind of once again just opening their minds because they haven't seen anything like that. And it's it's the same throughout the entire film. The massive sequence at the end. It's held like 10 minutes worth of just weird surreal shots, and to me the whole idea of that was just to really kind of exercise your mind, and there are things that you can't conscious. What are you doing?
I'm getting pizza. I left it in the
Okay.
oven. Fuck.
Yeah, but there are things that we.
Oh shh.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Is it
Sorry.
better?
Continue. The pizza is like. It's just about saved.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, that's the important thing, really. Let's just check if we're still recording, because that would be
Yeah.
a nightmare if we weren't. Joe. You're fucking kidding.
What's
Did it stop recording?
what is it on? Oh,
Okay, we're still recording.
It's still good. Okay.
Oh, good. We're all good.
I said the word fuck.
Yeah.
I know
Oh, well.
I did that between like the interview I had with the political cartoonish one.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, note to self here. Cut that bit out, I guess.
Wait.
Unless you want to keep it in.
Well,
So I don't
I'm
really know.
spoofs in it, it's
Oh,
fine.
can you put the little beep effect on it? And
Oh,
then we
yeah.
can swear as much as we want. Man, this tea is fucking good. Oh, it's coffee, but it's good.
Can I have another beer? I'm getting a beer. Outside. So, do you want another beer?
If that's okay.
Sure. Oh god, that's scared.
Oh my god.
Where's the?
Oh, keeping them outside.
Oh yeah, nice and cold, man. Here you go, fella.
Thank you.
Man, I'm such a lightweight. Look at me. Barely even
Well,
got.
you did have quite a bit of gym beforehand, so.
Yeah, I finished my coffee as well. So after this, I'll be on the amaretto.
Be on the old Amaretto.
Yeah, as you do.
It's going to be 5 minutes of us discussing beer.
What beer means to me?
Well.
It's like family. It's a lot of money if you have a lot. Yeah, I can still keep talking about this.
It's
No.
like because it's fun at the time, but I feel really bad in the morning.
You said that
Where did
whilst
that
it's
come
being
from?
recorded.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh my
There's
god,
audio evidence
okay.
of you saying-
It can be
Right.
cut out.
What I love about the tea set.
We'll just get
Yeah.
back onto two steps. Sorry
Yeah.
about the
Looks like
pizza.
that looks like a
Hot.
looks like pizza from Mom.
Oh, that does look really hot though.
It's just I really like that you were looking at the space and the environment they're in, because all the things that the music, the actual big kind of existential kind of way that they directed this, looking at all the big shots and stuff that we don't understand, to the idea of higher beings and all that. It's all meant to make you think. It's not trying to give you an answer so much to what's out there. It's just trying to make you it's trying to incite questions in the first place. And I think by showing the expanse of of space and everything in general, I think that's very fitting for for the movie itself was trying to get. It was trying to get you there in the first place. So, right, let's move on.
Very good analogy.
Thank you. I'm sure you thought about that all before I did.
I know, super. I'm so open over analysis.
Yeah.
My personal favourite piece has to be Little Alex, or the little milk jug.
Is that based on Clockwork Orange, my favourite Kubrick film, and it's among one of my favourite films of all time. So I like this one. The best thing about this is that it's a milk jug, part of the tea set, which.
And they all drink milk.
Yeah,
It's
like
like a milk
at the
bar.
start they're like, oh, me and my droogies go to the milk bar before a nice touch of the old ultra-violence. So, yeah, that's just very fitting.
And like everyone drinks milk as well, which is quite fitting. People like in the place that look quite rich and everything, and they're sitting right on the next table to Alex and his crew, who are quite young, quite violent, delinquent type style. And so yeah, I just like that kind of it's already showing the two sides of society that everyone drinks milk.
I like how you kept it white, because white is an important colour in the film, because well, it's not really colour, but like because obviously that his gang of droogies or whatever, they're dressed in white.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I suppose you can say it's ironic because like white conveys a sense of purity, and he is a very evil character, but also the milk as well.
I really like the detail of Alex,
Yeah,
like
just
the
the
eyelashes, like the bowl hat and the clothes he's wearing as well.
Yeah, I like that he looks angry, but he's still smirking at the same time. He's got that kind of jewel face going on.
Yeah, I did that sort of shot because throughout the film there's always that shot of Alex's face with that smirk.
Yeah,
so,
just like looking down.
yeah, I thought that would be the
And that's
good little thing.
also on the back. Is that actually from the Ninth Symphony?
That is
Yeah.
the Ninth Symphony,
Yeah.
I was going to actually have it, so my original idea was to actually have Alex like this and then have Alex in the chair when he's like trying to be
Oh
reformed.
yeah, when he's got the eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
thought that would have been like a really good shot, but depending on how much time I would have to create it, which I didn't have a lot of because
Yeah.
it took ages to make a whole entire this set. So I had a backup plan, which is the Ninth Symphony of, like,
Yeah.
Beethoven. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Just trying to eat pizza.
No, I just yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so a lot more simpler this one, but I mean you've got everything. The Ninth Symphony obviously plays a very big part, and the whole film is about Alex. So.
you.
Oh yeah, that's just right, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex is even ginger.
He is ginger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back on track.
No, I like A Clockwork Orange. I think it's brilliant. I think it's so good. So
Yeah. Because even before seeing this film, I already knew like so many references from it. Mostly because of The Simpsons.
I'm singing in the rain. No.
Like, there's so many, like, I think The Simpsons and, like, Stanley Kubrick have got, like, a bit of a thing going on. Like, they actually did a whole entire, like, you know, Treehouse of Horrors?
Yeah.
Yeah, what they do in The Simpsons. They did a Stanley Kubrick themed one.
I've seen that one.
You
Yeah.
gotta remember.
So,
that like this film was at the time very controversial.
Yeah.
It was banned in the
Very well
UK.
known. Yeah,
Stanley
Stanley
Kubrick banned it.
Stanley Kubrick banned it himself, apparently. But yeah, so you got to remember, like, it's a very famous film. It was very controversial.
Well, the book was. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the whole thing's kind of judging the whole, prison system and reforming people.
And Kubrick was just like,
Well,
what a great idea to turn that into a
for
film.
Alex, who was, at the start, he was a violent gang member, he raped, he...
It's
did
also
all
in
this
the
stuff.
title as well. You're taking something organic like an orange and making it work like clockwork.
Yeah.
I like
Exactly. It can have a nice appearance on the outside. Inside it's just mechanical and everything, which I thought was meant to be like the reflection on the society and the whole judicial system in the first place. Because when he does kind of clean up his act per se, by that weird whole, making him violently sick from just like listening to his favorite music, and then once he's out and he's trying to do better. And then he's still, beaten up and harassed by the people that he harassed in the first place. So, the system itself in this film was saying that, it doesn't help people, it just helps
Turning
people.
them from a predator to a victim.
Yeah, exactly. It's just letting the people that have been hurt get their own back rather than working towards a better society in general. You say it's just turning the tables, it's not actually helping people.
Exactly.
Develop further type thing.
Yeah, that's good though.
Makes you think as well, like, I mean...
Kubrick does that.
yeah. I'm going to be saying that a lot. Just like the fact that it's set in a sort of dystopian England. Like, whether, like... Because they've obviously tried to make everything perfect and it's just failed. Like, what if? It's what if, really, isn't it? It's the same with the Space Odyssey.
Yeah, this goes down one train.
I like that what if factor, a factor, that what if factor.
Do you think it was effective at all, the system in any way? Do you think that there was some kind of lighter side to how Alex was treated and its kind of impact on people afterwards?
I don't know. Well,
do you think
at
it's
the end he
entirely
was never cured because he comes back to.
Yeah.
He comes back to normal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But
It's like, oh, I'm back, all right.
Oh, I was cured.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I'm Kira, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Note
Note to self, try not to quote
I may have been wrong. You'll
Kubrick.
check that afterwards, but he's in the hospital bed and go, oh, I was cured, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, it was effective, but like whether it was humane is more of the question. Like,
Because especially at the start, you're not meant to sympathise with him. Okay, he's charismatic. He likes. You can tell he's kind of sophisticated because he likes that kind of music and he has that very strange vocabulary and everything like that. He's got a very big personality, which a lot of people can quite like. It makes him great for the cinema. But as I said, he is also a violent rapist and likes to cause people harm and stuff like that. And so him being an anti-hero, we weren't really rooting for him at the start, which I think can kind of be linked to a lot of other criminals that we don't know about. We're not particularly meant to like, but we start feeling compassion for them once they've gone to prison and are treated like terrible people. Instead of actually being reformed to make people look at them in a different way. And so his own transformation, I think, is kind of reflected in people's own transformation of how they perceive criminals in general.
And at the start of the film, you never were meant to feel anger for Alex, because he's such an interesting, funny, quirky character, which is, I think it's funny because like he does all of these absolutely horrible things, but you still feel sorry for him and you still like him as a character. I think that's funny.
Do you think the orange in Clockwork Orange is meant to be his hair?
Who knows? I always wondered why he had an eye on his wrist. He has an eye on his like little.
Yeah.
What's that all about? Probably explained in the books, but not the film.
It's probably just trying to show like they try and make like fashion bit futuristic, don't they?
Yeah,
in the future.
Like everything in that film is just uncomfortable. Like just everything. Even the ergonomics of like the furniture just don't look comfortable.
Yeah,
it just looks weird. Like the whole film is just meant to make you feel off edge, which aspires that dystopian kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like that, like the house he broke into, like massive dildo.
Oh
like
god,
that
yeah.
piece.
Oh, the cat lady.
Yeah, especially the hands-on camera with that following them around as well. It makes you feel dizzy. This is the same for when that old guy that they broke into his house, crippled him.
Oh yeah.
When he finally gets like his revenge. Harlock and Alex in the upstairs bedroom and playing the music, and then you can see him like in that almost ecstasy of like his eye, the old guy's eyes are rolling back and like he can't help himself like smile and twitch with like that kind of.
That really big guy who helps out the old man when he's crippled.
Yeah.
He played Darth Vader. So he wore the Darth Vader suit. He wasn't the voice, but.
Whoa! Really?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I did not know that.
Little trivia fact.
Oh my god! I'm enlightened. Oh.
Anything else about A Clockwork Orange? I could talk about it for ages. But
Should we move on?
Yeah, why don't we? Right. Next up is the Full Metal Jacket tea set or teacup.
Brother Joker. I like that one. This one, that one, like that tea set. That in terms of, not film, the tea set. I love the film, but in terms of the tea set, that's my favourite one.
Yeah.
It shows the duality of man.
We've got to describe it first.
Yeah. So you've got that's the Private Joker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you got Private Joker at the start, and he's got his head shaved, and he's at the camp. And you've got the drill sergeant shouting at him. He goes around, and then you got Private Joker when he was in training, and then you got Private Joker when he was out in combat with the little peace badge. And then it's sort of halved. And you've got the sniper lady. Yeah, and then on the saucer of the teacup, you got Born to Kill.
Classic helmet.
Yeah, the classic helmet.
Which is on the front cover and stuff.
Born to Kill.
Born to Kill with also a peace symbol.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's ironic. Yeah, I love this one because the whole film is about the duality of man. It's about how people change and how they're made. These people are made into killing machines. Are made into different people. In fact, that's shown. Private Pyle, who, as you know, ends up taking his own life. I've forgotten his name again. Killer Monkey, whatever that guy is.
I'm thinking Killmonger. That is Black Panther. He's meant to be the representation of Private Pyle if he lived. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was meant.
Which
to be.
one's Kill?
You know the
massive guy.
the guy with like the massive
Machine
M60.
gun.
And he was like squaring up to Private Joker when he arrived at the.
It's a bit of a prick.
Yeah. So the whole thing is about the change of man, and he represented that well through. So as you look around the teacup, you see how
it changes.
It changes, and then it reverts back to it again. So, as I said, it's all about sort of how, because like the film, like half of the film is about them in the camp, and then the other half is about them out in the field. So you've also got that right, half and half of them in training and then out in Vietnam.
Yeah, I think the duality is shown a lot in this. Like, it's for example, in the first half when the guy who went psycho in basic training.
Private Pile.
Yeah. Because Joker, became squad leader, team leader, or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was helping this guy because he was struggling a lot, and so he was showing him even how to tie replaces properly and things like that. But he was also one of the people that hit him repeatedly with the soaps and the socks. So it was that once again contrast of character of peace and
exactly.
vengefulness. So and fury. So I think but in the first, because especially the first half an hour of watching it, I wasn't really sure who was the main character in the first place. It just seemed like everyone was in the same ward and everyone was working. It was only the only standout character at the start was the guy who was struggling. Joker came into it later. We followed his story once he was out in the field. I didn't know if that was just trying to show how kind of everyone is trained to be kind of the same and symmetrical when it comes to the training. That was, you can look at the actual ward. That's that first kind of shot where the staff sergeant guy is like shouting at all the people in the bunk bedroom, and then because they're going around in the oval, it looks symmetrical either side of him walking up on it, and so. The fact that you couldn't really distinguish, you didn't know any of these people, like none of them had any like identity at that point. You didn't even know who the main character was. Well, I didn't until 20-30 minutes into the film. So I think that's another way that you progress to the duality of it's very blindingly clear who is the main character at the end.
Yeah.
And also the film is split into two, directly sort of like the training, and then it goes into the combat as well.
So it's all about the duality. You've got that on there.
It's split in half.
I kind of also thought about how war, the reason why I involved the girl sniper on that is how war can turn everyone into weapons.
Well, we see when Joker does kill the girl, it's like his humanity is just died then. It's like he's became one of the killing machine.
Even is it Kill Monkey or whatever his name is, he looked at her that was hardcore or whatever. It's just right, let's go. Even he was silent about it. He's just shut up, let's leave. Didn't want to make a joke or anything. Why does she look shocked there? What's that all about? See,
that was from the shot of her in the movie, because you can kind of with her you can actually see the fear and I was trying to capture that fear of the child's eyes, but at the same time it's that mindset. What's going on behind her eyes is different to what's going on in front of her. So within herself, she's more of that scared innocent child, but at the same time she's holding that sniper gun and she's shooting them down.
It's like she shot was it two of the squad members?
She killed the cowboy who was in the beginning as well.
And and you're made to, in that scene, you're made to think that there's some deadly sniper out there, And then when they go up into the building, and Private Joker's about to shoot her, and then his weapon jams or whatever, and then she turns around and she's a little girl who's just as frightened as everyone else. So it shows that.
Yeah, especially with when she was dying, and she wasn't crying, she wasn't screaming in pain or anything. She was praying quite calmly, quite silently to herself, and then she looks up at them, and then she repeats, "Kill me." And someone that young, who's kind of accepted that it's their time, it's their death. They're not fighting. They don't have that spirit.
They think she hasn't lived long enough to be able to. To be that cynical about what their life is worth. So that was a big tragedy. So
Oh, can I have some of that?
Yeah.
Cheers.
I hate this, Serrano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
Just
no, we're not drinking
sickly.
during a podcast.
Oh, no, we're not
Yeah,
drinking.
no.
Oh no,
Do you
it's
just have it straight like that?
yeah.
Yeah, you can. Have you tried it straight?
You can, but I don't think you want to. I'm not
Oh.
I basically failed at Christmas.
Let me smell it.
Nice.
Smell. Smells
It's
like
like-
a pan.
What percentage is it?
It's really low percentage.
22. Yeah, that's not much, is it?
Yeah.
No. Damn.
No, keep drinking. Hell yeah.
Go on.
I haven't-
Yeah.
It's really smooth.
Yeah. It's nice. It's sweet. Like liquefied marzipan and caramel.
I'll just pour a bit in mine.
Is marzipan or amaretto?
I love how you got the milk.
Is amaretto
It's
the
more like
the
an
liqueur?
almondy thing.
Well, that ain't too bad.
Yeah.
Can I have it?
Yeah, feel free.
What I really like about the next item.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. And has anyone else got
Is,
anything else to say about the?
I was just going to talk about this piece.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
So for those of you that can't see, for those of you that can't see,
For those of you who can't see. No one can see. Oh yes, go on. For those who are listening.
yeah, for those of you who made it this far, we've got a nice little mug here that has the letters MILF written in bold, and that spells MILF. Now,
MILF is a word we all know and love. We all know what it means, right? But there's a twist here.
Mug I would like to fill.
That's what it really means. Not the other one. So that kind of shows the
Duality of man.
yeah,
how
the different-
something can be so innocent, but yet just be deceived as dirty. And
yeah. Well, look at tea nowadays.
Look, yeah.
I know. See,
Just look
It's
at
like,
tea,
you know,
man.
do they want the tea? And it's like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I think, what you put in tea, putting your tea in the MILF. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
I love
let's
them
go.
teas and milk.
So, I'm liking this kind of interaction dynamic going on there.
well, at least it's involving tea, so you know it
Yeah.
is relevant. So
Yeah, it is. It's not trying to be caring or anything like that. That's really kind of bold, sharp lettering. You know, it's telling you. It's not like it says mug I'd like to fill. It's not being like, oh, it's all right. It's like, no, I'd like to fucking.
I'd
fill
like
this
to
mug.
be filled. Yeah,
I want to be filled by this mug.
filled by the mug.
I'm gonna fill myself with this mug. It's a hole. How do I do that?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, guys.
last
So,
piece.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got off topic there, right? Let's-
Oh, I
sake,
know, I
right.
did. Yeah, my
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we got the biggest piece of them all, which is
Thank you.
that's all right. Oh. See your piece anytime.
My PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not really sure what to feel about
anyway,
this.
this one is the I've just had a retard moment.
The Shining.
No,
The teapot.
the teapot.
The teapot.
That's what it's called, a teapot.
Teapot.
So this one's the teapot, and it's all yellowish kind of thing, which is very cool because it's sort of like this, like stained paper.
Yeah, it's like that kind of papyrus shade of
Yeah,
yellow.
which is also good because on the teapot you've got the text all work no play makes Jack a dull boy, and each one is different like it is in the film. You know the mistakes and all.
Yeah.
And on top of the teapot you've got red rum.
on the lid.
The lid, yeah, thank you. That's the lid. And then you've got your boy,
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yeah, but no, I was more thinking of the character's name. I can't remember the character's name.
Jack Nicholson, Riley. He's saying, "Hey, Johnny."
No, Jack Nicholson's the actor.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was called Jack.
No, that's his son.
I think.
Oh, Danny.
Danny.
He's also
What?
called Jack though.
He's
Is
called
it?
Jack.
Yeah.
Is it?
No,
No,
Jack
no,
Nicholson.
his son is it?
His-
No, but why does
his
it say
son's called
Jack?
Danny.
Jack.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Wow.
Okay. shows how much I know about film. Either way, yeah, no.
That's a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
isn't
So
it?
the shot we have of
It's him coming through
this
the door.
this lad here is is when he comes through the door of the bathroom, and he's like, you know, that famous line.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny, and yeah, obviously that is perfect because that's like the most iconic and insane show of his character in the film. So
It's also improvised as well.
yeah.
Are you kidding me? That was not improvised.
That was-
No, the line was.
No,
the
no,
line,
because
no, the line was improvised,
Oh, right.
but like Kubrick.
Yeah, him coming through the door, obviously,
Yeah.
that was scripted.
Yeah,
No, no, no,
Kubrick-
no.
they didn't
Jack
just
picks
get.
up and
He didn't
an
just.
accent destroyed
They
the
didn't just
set.
do it,
They didn't just
It just so happened to be
just
camera
give him a
set
load
up.
of kit and like an axe. They just started to film it. Like, no, what Kubrick did was they got him to. Well, Kubrick got him to film that scene loads of times, and progressively he became like even more insane because
Yeah.
he was
The actress,
like he just wanted to finish the shot.
The actress playing the wife actually started to lose hair because she was that stressed
Yeah.
from just filming everything. So.
Jesus. Well, Kubrick wasn't. Well, he wasn't apparently. the
Kubrick
best.
was an arsehole.
Yeah,
but he made
he
good
wasn't-
films.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best guy
By
to
being an
work with.
arsehole.
Apparently as well, like the boy actor who played Danny
Yeah.
did not know he was starring in a horror film.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
could you not? How
Well, you
Well,
just
you're only
go
a
to him and
kid.
goes like, oh,
it's gonna
oh.
chase you through this maze of an axe? that's more than that.
Comedy gold.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
technically, you didn't see him chasing you.
We're
in
filming
the
Home
shot.
Alone 3. I don't know.
I like that.
Home Alone 3 is
He
still
thought he was in
quite a good film. I have to admit, I like Home Alone 3.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I like this one.
I think this is my favourite just because
Yeah.
of how like I just love everything, like the words written around it with also the red rum.
Yeah, because like the words all work no play. That's the sort of the moment you find out that he's really gone insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that are
And it's
all
such a
that-
key moment
Yeah,
as well.
it's such a key moment, and all of those words are revolving round.
And also
Jack.
relates back to the Stanley Kubrick archive because they have that script, don't they?
Yeah.
The same
Yeah.
one, so
That's precisely why I did it, because it's kind of using that knowledge of the archive to like apply it to the art pieces. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Like he had like, you know, hundreds of pages of just the same stuff written
Yeah.
over and over. So that wasn't just like, it wasn't just a turning point. It had been like that for like days, just
Yeah,
slowly
exactly.
descending into
because she
madness.
flips through them all to
Yeah,
scenes,
yeah.
and that's
someone
when
had to
the
type that
audience
out
realised
as well.
Yeah.
that he had been insane the whole. Well, he'd gone mad like the whole time. But then again, it is up to speculation whether he went mad or he was mad, or whether he was the caretaker, or whether he wasn't, or whether you know.
Yeah.
It was all up to Stephen King to decide because it is the book after all.
He hated this.
He
film.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He didn't like it.
It's because it was actually perceived more about the isolation of
Yeah.
like where
Yeah.
they were.
Rather than the
Yeah.
actual kind of
Like,
supernatural side of things.
Because it was built on the classic Indian burial ground
Yeah.
as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that first time I watched The Shining, and then like with the caretaker talking about his supernatural powers, but it didn't seem to have kind of any bearing that I could see on the rest of the plot or the story that I could see, not in any kind of meaningful way
Well,
that kind of drove anything.
it kind of did, because I guess like it did contact the chef who it was. I think it wasn't the ex caretaker. It did contact the guy to come and help them. So because of that, he actually brought the machine, the snowplow, with him, and then once given them the
Yeah.
getaway vehicle for Wendy. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Wendy?
Yeah.
And Danny to escape. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I just thought it seemed a bit displaced. Because like I get if it's a creepy place where like people have died, everything. There's loads of ghosts around, and like, you know, there was telepathy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
The Shining.
Yeah. No, it just seemed weird to me. Like, I think it could have been. I don't know, I think in the movie it could have been more. I think they could have explained it a bit more or given it more atmosphere. Because I don't know, maybe it was just because I was too gripped in Jack kind of going insane and trying to kill his family. I was much more focused on the family dynamic rather than the kind of magic stuff going on around.
Yeah,
The Shining was the one film by Kubrick which sort of at the end left me sort of like. Like I liked it, I loved it, but at the same time it was like I suppose it was because I was so confused about the ending and about what was. It left me speculating so much that I just lost sort of like. I mean like A Space Odyssey leaves you speculating.
Oh man, yeah.
In a sense that like
I felt high as hell.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, I still love it though. It was like. I don't know. He should have stuck to the book a bit more. I think. Not saying that he wasn't good, but
yeah. Something I really did like about this movie was the directing style.
yeah,
That's it's one of the good things about the whole clairvoyant kind of atmosphere. Was how much symmetry was in the shots in that film. I love that. When Jack's at the desk.
yeah. There's a lot of use of mirrors in that.
Or when the kids like playing with the train set, and you have the carpet that's kind of symmetrical, and then the ball rolling up Tim was like perfectly in the center, and I love that because it's showing there is some kind of order there. There's some kind of process going on that's kind of controlling things, and I quite like that. That made things a lot more eerie for me. Because in the same way, take Wes Anderson's work, where he
his stuff is very symmetrical. Yeah,
exactly, and that shows order and stuff in a very kind of not elitist, but in a very kind of aristocratic kind of way. Look at how should I say it? It just reflects it reflects the language, and it reflects that kind of upper class kind of feel to it. Drives the energy, whereas with this, that was different. Is that it was used to show there were other kind of mechanisms at work in this place. That's because we're not natural symmetrical beings. We're very asymmetrical. That's kind of very.
That's something that something that was so in order, so perfect. Like almost it was happening from the start. And it was sort of like when they were alone in the hotel and everyone had left, that was when you start to see everything was sort of. It's like maybe it had just begun. The hotel was starting to take them as soon as everyone had left.
Yeah. Jack was very smiley as well at the start, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He really wanted this place. He was really optimistic in that kind of
really
Jack Nicholson smile kind of way. It was good. I like the fact that you've used this particular shot. I know it's very famous with his head looking through the bathroom kind of door. He's saying, "Here's Johnny," because no, he says improvised. What I take away from that is because his name wasn't Johnny. It's the funny enough. What I take away from that is that it shows his kind of disassociation from himself.
And he put all the lettering around there.
Yeah, and especially with the drive of the lettering and all that. That I think those were very key points in the story. That theme of losing your mind, and so I think that's just like with the 2001, how it captures that theme of kind of broadening your spectrum of like what is reality, what is kind of identity in life. In the same way you captured the themes in this really well.
Captured the themes of all of them. Duality, isolation, madness, speculation, and then you've got Clockwork Orange, which is
characterization.
Yeah, characterization. So I think he's done a very good job in capturing the themes and of what all the films.
And also the colour palette as well.
Yeah.
I feel like because you've got the greens in the Full Metal Jacket really showing, and the sort of like white of Clockwork Orange as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they are all like completely different colour palettes. I know, which is good.
They're very, very. What's the word? Contrasted from each other.
If I can say, to me, one of the pieces does not fit in the tea set, what would you say it would be?
I mean, I prefer fruit tea over like regular, so I don't think the milk jug. So that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
You tell us.
Well, for me, I feel Full Metal Jacket does not fit with the set.
Really?
Because it's a lot more detailed compared to its other ones. Like I've gone for a more simpler, themed with each of them.
And there's also quite a lot of people on the mug.
Yeah, like
Maybe that,
But that film is so focused on character.
Yeah.
And multiple characters rather than like it doesn't matter whether it doesn't fit in. If you've set the themes so well. I mean,
it was a nightmare to make, I tell you.
that one does.
It was literally.
Like it was very hard.
Oh,
it's very good though.
The added kind of technical detail of that, like it suits it because it's a war zone. Things were very things were very messy. It was chaotic, and then if you've represented that by how much is going on in that particular one. It is the most busiest of all your pieces. But I think that's rightly so. I completely agree with that.
I like how looking at the Full Metal Jacket one again. You've got him in the middle, and you've got the two people that have affected him on both parts of the film. So you got the drill sergeant there who turned him into that.
Yeah.
And then you've got the lady who he witnessed. A girl who he witnessed dying. Who it's like that symmetry that
division
you've captured really well. So I don't think it doesn't really matter if it doesn't fit. You've got the themes there,
of all the different films.
Yeah, so it's just.
Do you think?
It's just great.
Do you think the symmetry between the other characters? You got the girl sniper here, and you've got the crazy guy,
Private Park.
crazy guy, and and the staff sergeant, trainee guy. Because this guy went crazy, killed people, shot himself, and this girl herself, like you would think it's against a 14-year-old's nature to kill so many people, and then want to be killed herself. So I think the fact that there's similar resonating themes between those two, that they're not the characters they would be if war wasn't about. I mean, war clearly changes people. Yeah. But to this extent, where they both wanted to be killed, both these characters. Yeah. And they both got what they wished for. Both shot in the head as well. I just don't know. I liked that kind of symmetry as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Right.
You think that's it?
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I absolutely love it all.
Thank you. Thank you for making so awesome tea sets.
Yeah. Are they actually usable? Can we have a cup of tea?
I'd say yes, but at the same time, no.
What?
I've worked so hard.
I'm getting mixed messages.
Let's just put milk in the milk jug.
Is that sellotape on the top?
Yeah, so that like the thing doesn't break off.
Yeah,
like for instance, I was unwrapping it, it'll pull out.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's just, I didn't want it to be topless. I was like, oh no, don't do it.
Naked.
A naked
teapot.
That'd be a really weird concept, a naked tea.
A clockwork orange in a naked teapot.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask? I noticed this, but I don't know if it's in the actual. It says Jake.
That was actually by accident.
Oh
no. In the film, one of the ones do say Jake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was definitely not an accident.
It doesn't matter anyway because it's just.
It kind of did work for it in a way. But also, throughout the film, which I was going to comment on earlier about the typewriting, it actually turns into all work and play makes Jack an adult in some of it, if you go for it. And then as he goes more man, it's all work and play makes Jack a dull boy. It's really weird. But yeah.
Red rum.
That just creeped me out so much.
You should put rum in that.
Red rum.
Yeah, some cranberry juice.
I think we've got Disaronno, so...
we had Disaronno.
We had Disaronno. Okay, guys. Thanks again. End of the podcast.
Thank you.
Yay.
Oh. Right.
Don't delete it. We'll stop it. Make sure you save it.
Oh no, please
God.
delete it.
That was like an hour's worth as well, weirdly.
That was an hour.
That was nearly an hour.